What's going on, guys? It's Suk and I am back with a brand new video on SuperDuprTech. Now in today's video I shall be showing you what it's like to play games on the brand new 2020 MacBook Air. Now this video shows the differences between playing through macOS and Windows 10 via Bootcamp. Now this video did take some time to put together, so if you are feeling like being awesome, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But without any further ado, let's hit the titles. So first up, let's talk about gaming on this machine with Windows 10. So the games that I played on this were GTA 5, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Fortnite, Battlefield 5, Apex Legends, Minecraft, CSGO and League of Legends. I did try running Destiny 2. Now while this game did launch at first, after turning off the MacBook and then turning it back on, the game simply would not load. So this of course will not be included in this round of tests. So I tested these games all at high graphical settings, and starting off at the MacBook's native resolution of 2560 by 1600, you can see that as you'd expect for a machine without a GPU, the frame rates aren't nothing good. Now while Minecraft performed somewhat okay, but with that being said, it's not a very intense game. League of Legends performed quite bad for this resolution, with on average 22 frames per second. All other games at this resolution in my eyes are a complete no-go and will most likely drive you crazy. Therefore it's a good idea to lower your resolution, so I did just that, lowering it down to 1920 by 1200. At this resolution, which is technically full HD at this aspect ratio, Minecraft had an average frame rate above 60 frames per second and would at times peak to almost 90 frames per second. Though as the display is capped at a refresh rate of 60 Hz, you won't actually see that being played out in gameplay. League of Legends now came in with an average frame rate above 30, which once again is nothing to sing and dance about, especially for a machine that costs around £1,000. All other games performed very poorly. Let's put it that way. They performed very poorly at this resolution, with on average less than 10 frames per second across the board, though Black Ops 4 was the closest that came in at an average just close to 20 frames per second. Finally, I lowered the resolution to standard HD at this 16 by 10 aspect ratio to the resolution of 1280 by 800. Now at this resolution, Minecraft averaged just over 70 frames per second, peaking over 100 FPS. All whilst League of Legends averaged above 40 frames per second. Now all games were pretty bad, with none other than Black Ops 4 averaging above 20 frames per second. Even though at this resolution all these games performed very bad, I therefore chose to lower the graphical settings, and even then lowering the graphical settings down to medium or to the lowest that they possibly could didn't really impact the frame rates too much. So with that being said, how do games perform on macOS? Now, the majority of games out there are designed to run on Windows 10 as they utilize the DirectX graphics capabilities, whereas on macOS it's OpenCL or Metal. And with that being said, the selection of games has now of course changed, with Fortnite, CSGO, League of Legends and Minecraft being able to play on both macOS and Windows 10. The same again here, starting off with the native resolution and high graphic settings. Now this sees Minecraft once again with the highest frame rate on average with 25 frames per second. You may be looking at League of Legends and thinking to yourself, 0 FPS across the board? Why is that? What happened? And to be honest, the frame rate was just all over the place and properly could not be calculated. At this resolution it's just unplayable. Now lowering the resolution as we did before sees Minecraft now averaging over 40 frames per second, whilst once again League of Legends even at this resolution was quite bad, with its frame rate jumping all over the place, with input showing on the screen sometimes 5 seconds after a key was pressed. And after all this, I was determined to get League of Legends to give me something that was somewhat playable, and after lowering the resolution I finally got a frame rate that I could record. Now surprisingly, the frame rate shot up to an average above 44 frames per second. As you can also see, Minecraft Minecraft gave an average above 60 frames per second, which is in stark contrast to the above 70 that we saw on Windows 10. But that being said, they both on Windows 10 and on macOS gave the same peak frame rate of 104 frames per second. It's quite interesting to see that you could play games on macOS and get frame rates very similar to what you could expect on Windows, but the sheer amount of different games that you have access to on Windows 10 is vastly superior. I still stand by it. If you're looking to play games, then Windows is most likely going to be the better platform that you want. If it's purely for gaming, then as most of you know, do not buy a MacBook unless it's a 16-inch model, but even then, you could do so much more and get so much more performance out of a dedicated gaming laptop for over £2,000. In short, I'll allow myself from a previous video to summarise. Right, so this is a public service announcement. Do not buy a MacBook Air to play games on. Don't do it. You right there, don't do it. £1,100 can get you £1,100, $1,100, €1,100, whatever the price may be. You can purchase a much better gaming laptop or make yourself a gaming rig, as most people do. Anyway, but this laptop right here is not designed for games. It's just not designed for it. Buy something better. Not this. Don't buy it for games. Alright? So that has been it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to hit the thumbs up button, and if you are new around here, then why not subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of when I upload any of my new videos. If you have got any questions with anything you've seen in this video, then be sure to leave them down below in the comment section, or alternatively you can hit me up on my social media, links to which of course can be found down below in the description. If you are interested in the specification of the machine that I used in this video, then you will also find that down below in the description, alongside links to where you can purchase this particular machine. But once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.